Hello and welcome to VMTV Vaults. My name is Kyle Diamond and I am delighted to be joined once again on Vaults by the Black Panther, Mr. Dom Wooden. Dom, of course, had that incredible run in Cage Warriors, going 3-0. We followed him all the way through it and we were so expecting Dom to get a call up for the last UFC London card, but of course the UFC is back in London in just a couple of months. So fingers crossed Dom gets himself on the card. He has been announced as competing on Dana White's Contender Series, but as you will learn, as Dom says, there's a little bit of uncertainty around that, so he is trying his best to get on that London card and we are all behind him. But I'll let the man himself tell you more about it, Mr. Dom Wooden. Before we start talking about what is going to be next for you, mate, first of all, I've just got to give you massive credit because when you were on here the first time before the Cage Warriors debut, you called exactly what was going to happen and then went out there every single time, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I saw it, man. That's how I saw it going, man. So it looks good now that I've executed it all. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. And it's not even that you called the three fights. It was the fact of how everything fell into place, and it just seemed like there was nothing getting in the way of that happening. I mean, Nathan Fletcher is a great opponent, and has done some great things in that division. But it really felt like the closer it got to that third fight, that it was inevitable that it was going to happen for you at that point in time. Because you had seen it so clearly and have kind of made it happen, whether or not it was going to.
Yeah, 100%. Like you just said there. Do you know what I mean? Just my mindset at the time, even my mindset right now. Do you know what I mean? My mindset at the time was just run through everyone, just go in there like a freight train and just run through everyone, which I did. And like I've said numerous times, within the 6-month period, to come in, have your debut, then fight for a title, then defend it. Do you get what I'm saying? So even that last one, I was so close to pulling the plug on that because they couldn't find me an opponent. But in my head, I was just like, no, I'll go keep training for the date because I know this next fight is going to be another devastating KO, and it's gonna be a good showcase for me to show onto the UFC, so they can just grab me quick and put me on the March London card that just went. Obviously, things didn't go that direction, so obviously we're still here, kind of thing. So,
yeah, like you said, man, I feel like for someone who wanted to watch to see how far you've come in the last few years, the Nathan Fletcher performance was brilliant, but then the knee finish in that title defense was the thing that you need to be like, you can show anyone that and they're instantly like, oh, this guy should be in the UFC. Like, that's incredible. It's kind of like the moment that you needed to cap it all off. Did you ever hear anything about potentially being on that London card? It felt like it might have been a bit too soon because they had kind of started putting that card together at the time of that title defense. But how close do you feel like it was? I guess it's difficult because you're not going to find out anything until they want you to find stuff out, right? But I felt like it was a matter of weeks with you getting signed.
To be honest, in terms of you asking how close UFC London was back in March, to be honest, I don't think it was close, to be honest.
Right.
Being real here now, like if it was close, I would have known, I would have heard something. Do you get what I'm saying? I could have at least been on like a standby position kind of thing. Do you get what I'm saying? To like go in and take in a short notice, but I didn't hear none of that. Do you know what I mean? It was quite surprising for me. Do you know what I mean? And even like now, they're coming back in July. I've still not heard nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm out here making noise. Do you know what I mean? Like, I deserve to be on that card. I deserve to be on a March card that passed, and I deserve to be on this July card. And obviously not hearing anything is obviously frustrating. Do you get what I'm saying? But like, I'm still in the gym. I'm grafting. I've got my head down. I'm in the gym grafting, and just waiting for a good opportunity to come up. Like not a couple months back, probably like a month and a half ago now. It's been announced that I'm gonna be on the Dana White Contender Series. Being real with you here right now, yeah, I think I should be on the Dana White Contender Series, but I've not heard anything. Do you get what I'm saying? So because obviously Sean Shelby's my weight class, so I'm hearing that he's only matched week 1 of the Dana White Contender Series for the bantamweights. So I've not heard a date as of yet for Dana White Contender Series. So with that being said, that's why I'm pushing for UFC London, because it makes all the sense in the world for me to make my debut at UFC London, July 23rd. I'm a hometown fighter. There's no London fighters. There's no born and bred London fighters. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no current London fighters. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm born and bred in London. I'm from North London, Edmonton. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's only right to have a born and bred London fighter on the card. And the thing is, it's like there's no, as of right now, officially, there's no London fighters on that card as of right now, officially.
So when did you first find out about the Contender Series being a possibility? Because that seems mental to me that you haven't heard anything. Like, even I know that the Contender Series can change all the time, opponent, date. That seems to have been an issue that a lot of fighters have had. But to not hear anything seems crazy.
Well, obviously, like I've heard stuff from my management and stuff, but nothing
solid, nothing
solidified,
concrete.
if that makes sense. Nothing solidified, nothing official. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like we're waiting to hear from Sean Shelby, waiting for a date for this Contender Series if it is happening. So obviously, as I can see, it's taken long. This is why I'm pushing for UFC London, because this is the time is now for me to be in the UFC, and this is the perfect timing for me to be in to make my debut in the UFC as they're coming back again. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like they come in March and then they're coming in July, and then to not have me on the July card again, it just baffles me. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm even getting guys in the UFC vouching for me now. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, come on, man. It's like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned
listen, I paid to get in. I've paid my dues. I've had my trials and tribulations, as I've said numerous times in the past. I've had my trials and tribulations. I've paid my dues to get in and make a proper name for myself within the UFC. So the time is now. The time is now, and to not be on that July 23rd card would be stupid. It'll be dumb. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, and the thing is, with that being said, it saves the UFC money in terms of like them flying me out for Dana White Contender Series in Vegas. When you've got a home fighter here, you might as well just have all they got to pay for is my hotel. That's what they got to pay for. Do you get what I'm saying? They don't have to fly me out anywhere. Like, I'm here. I literally live 20 minutes away from the O2 Arena. So it just does not make sense if I'm not on that card. Hence why I'm pushing for it on socials. And the thing is, like, I'm getting a lot of support behind me within my social media with this push I'm doing for UFC London on July 23rd. So, like, it's only right just to have me on. It's only right. It's the perfect time.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things you said about the support, which is great to see other people getting on board. Like I've had it firsthand, talking to people and talking about who needs to be signed from the UK, and you're always the first name out of people's mouths. But how cool was it to see that video of Israel Adesanya giving you props pop up on social media? Because that I mean, as just someone who has talked about you a lot in recent years with this Cage Warriors run, that was insane to hear that.
Yeah, it was good. To be honest, I didn't even know he gave me a shout out, to be honest. Someone messaged me saying, "Oh, Izzy gave you a shout out." I was just like, "Oh, where did he give me a shout out?" I didn't hear or see anything. And then after he sent me over the video, and then after I saw it, I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Well, it's like, listen, I've been chatting to Israel since 2016. So obviously we admire each other's skills. Do you get what I'm saying? So skills recognize skills, and real recognizes real. And that's what it was, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I've met him now. Super chill, super cool guy, man. Super cool guy. And like I've said previously, we're both we're both fans of each other's styles. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like I said, styles recognize styles, and real recognizes real, and that's what it was. And now, like you just said there, like him giving me a shout out. Now, look, you got like one of the biggest UFC superstars, if not the biggest as of right now, in the UFC roster, vouching for me and giving me a shout. Now it's like, come on, man. It's only right just to sign me straight away. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting tons of messages from people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be on the Dana White Contender Series. You should get a straight contract." And it's just like, I'm just there looking at it like, yeah, I know, but what can I do? I have to just see and wait what opportunity arises. Could be Dana White Contender Series, could be UFC London. I don't know. All I know is I'm putting in the work in the gym, and I've got my head down grafted. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, it speaks for itself, kind of thing. Like, with all the support I'm getting, with fans, supporters, guys that are in the UFC. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, what else do you want me to do? Do you want me to freaking actually put someone in a freaking coffin? Do you know what I mean? For me to get signed, kind of thing. So it's just like, come on, man, I've done my work. Now let me in and let me showcase and let me introduce myself properly to the world, man.
Yeah. One thing that I've loved is that most people, if they get a call to say they're going to be on the Contender Series, they're like, that's it. That's what I've been working so hard for. But I love that because they haven't been given a set date, that you're still just trying to do what you can to get on that London card, but also calling for names, man. Like, this is something you did when we first started talking with the Cage Warriors debut, and you're like, I'm going to fight this guy, probably fight another fight, and then I'm done. Like, you make it very clear for people, this is what I'm going to do, this is who I want, this is when I want it. And so it's almost like it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, I feel like people get what they see with you in the way that you're just saying it up front. Like, I know you were calling for Cameron Else, who then I think he agreed to fight you, right? And then he got cut.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he agreed to fight me, and then I found out he got cut. So that went straight to the bin, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So, like, even for that March one that went past, I called out Kevin Natividad.
Yeah.
And he responded to me back then. He was just like, "Oh, I don't care who I fight next. Whoever I fight next is getting it." So obviously he was open to fighting me. I called him out again for this July card. Didn't hear nothing. And I'm calling him out again, Kevin. I'm here and I'm waiting to hear from you to see if you want to fight me on July 23rd. There's Kevin Natividad there. There's I like a fight between me and Miles Johns. So yeah, those are two guys I'm looking at, kind of thing. But obviously my number one pick is Kevin Natividad, because I called him out back in February. Do you know what I mean? So I think if I was to make my debut, I think it's only right. I think it's right for me to get in there with him. Do you get what I'm saying? So, like, I don't think he's fought in quite a while now. So it'll be good for him to come out to London and fight me. Do you know what I mean? If obviously the UFC make it happen, if Sean Shelby makes that happen. But yeah, I'd say those are the two names that I'm looking at as of right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to realize, like, the division is so thick now. It's like I don't really like go through the whole division and look who I want to fight, kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's so much unranked, unknown fighters now in the UFC. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you watch a UFC event, you see prelims, and you're just like, who's that? Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So, those are the two names I'll put out there for UFC London July 23rd if it does happen. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said to you, all I'm doing is I'm still in the gym, I'm grafting, got my head down, and just waiting for a great opportunity to arise.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you could do at this point, mate. So I'm pretty, I'm crossing everything that it happens, because if it doesn't happen now, I'm sure the Contender Series thing will come through. But like you said, it's a no-brainer for you to be on the London card instead.
Yeah,
we
100%.
partnered with MMA Play, so we're doing like London predictions. So can I get a prediction from you for the main event and co-main with Aspinall and Till? Obviously, fingers crossed you'll be on the card too, mate, and then we can chat to you down the line. But
yeah, Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blades. That's a very good fight for Tom Aspinall. I think Tom Aspinall takes it. I reckon he finishes him. To be honest, I reckon he finishes him. To be honest, I was at the last UFC London in March, and I was in close quarters. I was cage side, and obviously watching him that close, like I can say, like he's the fastest heavyweight that I've seen fight. Like he's very quick, he moves like a middleweight, if not moves like a welterweight. Do you get what I'm saying? He's very quick, very, very, very tidy hands, and underrated grappling as well. So I could see him finishing Curtis Blades within 3 rounds. And then co-main, you got Darren Till and Jack Hermansson. That's a good fight. It's a good fight for both of them, to be honest. That's a tough one to pick, to be honest. I like Darren Till. I'm picking Darren Till to win, but the thing is with Darren Till, he needs to turn up. Darren Till turning up beats Jack Hermansson. But then again, Jack Hermansson is good. He's pretty well. He's very well rounded. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe the the home crowd can help out Darren Till. Obviously with this fight. Obviously he's on. He's on like 4 losses, 3 losses, something like that.
3? Oh, wait, no. 2 losses. The Whitaker and Brunson ones, but then what? I think he's won 1 in his last 5. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So you see, there you go. So this fight, Darren Till needs a win here to solidify himself as a top middleweight contender. He needs to. This fight is a must win for him. So I'm backing Darren Till for this one. I think he gets it done.
Sweet, mate. Thank you so much for your time as always, Dom. Mate, fingers crossed so much for that London call to come. Yeah. We'll clip this up and get it posted out as much as we can and try and cause some noise for sure.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Sweet.
For sure.
Cheers, bro. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Catch you in a bit.
Yeah, man. You too, man.
Cheers. Thank you for checking out this episode of VMTV Vaults with myself, Kyle Diamond, and my guest, the Black Panther, Mr. Dom Woodin. As I said in the intro, we are all behind Dom trying to get that push for the London card. It just makes sense to have him on that card instead of over on the Contender Series. But if he's in the UFC, we're all happy either way. But fingers crossed for London. Hit subscribe so you don't miss another episode of VMTV Vaults. Follow us, VMTV, follow Dom, everything social media wise, and I'll catch you on the next video, guys, in a bit.